Okay.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Impact Gamers COVID Gaming Jam number 4, TJ? Oh, he's eating. He's eating. Uh, maybe 4, maybe
Mid
5.
munch.
I don't know. We've, you know, day 4,000 in lockdown.
That's
And
number three, isn't it?
no, more than 3, because we have done the first one we did, you did the lockdown game.
Lockdown.
The
Yeah,
second one
the
you did,
rabbit game, and
yeah,
I
and
can't remember the other game I did.
uh, you did it recently. Um,
The last one I did was the rabbit game, so I'm missing the second week then, aren't I?
Yeah, there's 3.
What did
Anyway, maybe someone can answer in the comments what it was. So
I? Help me out.
we could cheat. You could go to igamers.io and they'd find out. So, okie dokes. So today's challenge, we're going to do a slightly shorter challenge, mainly because I tie myself in knots, aiming to do something really big and then failing. So we're going to do a shorter challenge. We're going to aim for just an hour's stream today. And I have to randomly think of the challenge. Okay.
Oh, Ghost Train. That's the one I did.
Yes, there we go. There we go. It was the 3. So this is the 4th one. And so let's do something a bit more unique in Clickteam Fusion than what we've done.
Oh,
I think that we need to make a game that involves fruit. I think I haven't been
fruit.
having enough fruit and vegetables during the lockdown period. And TJ, there. What are you eating at the moment? I'll cut you.
I have. I play with cheese and onion pasties, chicken,
Yep.
and a yogurt.
Okay, completely proving my point that fruit needs to be eaten more during this lockdown period. So you need to do
Mm-hmm.
something involving fruit. Okay, but do you want to give me a style of game that I need to do?
Um, I don't know. Like, it could be nice and say just a platformer, but I'm thinking, oh, I don't know. I'm struggling actually.
Okay.
Actually, no. Yeah, I want a platform.
Okay. So I'll make a platformer. Um, I want you to make a game involving fruit that involves random spawning.
Okay, I've got an idea.
Okay, good.
Right.
Great. Okay. Do you want to start off the video or shall I?
Yeah, I can do.
Great.
Whilst it's fresh in my head. So, what I'm thinking to do random spawning, I'm gonna basically make a game. So instead of like Brick Breaker where you're firing it, this time there's gonna be a randomizer at the top of the screen which will move, and it'll spawn fruit. You have to collect um, as much of the falling fruit, so you'll get like score based on how much successfully you collect the fruit. If it goes off screen, you'll lose score. So I can make quite a few randomized options. I could even make different fruit have different points, and the game will be able to generate from a group of these different fruits. So this could work, and I'll probably make it random movement. So the spawner, you won't know where it's going to drop the fruit from. So that's what we're going to do. So for now, we just need to make a character, and the character's movement we are going to limit. So we're going to say 8 directions, but we're going to limit the 8 directions to left and right only. So we'd have to worry about the top or the bottom, and we're going to just prevent it from going off screen. There we go. And that's all we need to do for that object. And then I'm going to quickly name it as well because I always forget later on. So we've got our player and we've got our spawn object. The spawner is going to do the same thing except the spawner is going to. So I could do it 2 ways. I could do it as path movement and say it can only go there and back, and you won't be able to tell quite where it is, so it'll still appear to be randomly spawning through. Or we could even do it as bouncy ball. and set its directions. We can do it either way, but I'm just going to show you how to do a path movement. I'm going to edit it. I'm also going to move my camera. Going to make a new node, and the new node's just going to go over here. And then I'm quickly going to highlight both of them and reduce the speed to be fair, 21's fine. And then I'm going to make it loop back on itself. So we have a spawner now. And that's done. So now all we need to do is have an example to test this. So I'm going to make a piece of fruit. The piece of fruit is going to be bouncy ball movement, and its initial direction is going to be down. So when it spawns, it'll just drop straight down. There we go. And to test this, so this isn't going to be a permanent condition, but I am just going to set really quick, saying every 3 seconds I want to create a piece of fruit from the spawner. And oh, something's happening. There we go. So now we can just test that our spawner is going to work. So I'm going to run the through, and I can see where the spawner is. You guys can't. Sorry, wrong screen. There we go. So we're going to have a look. So every 3 seconds, it will just fire down a piece of fruit. So we know that the spawner works, and we know it is actually sending fruit in the right direction. So that works fine.
Fantastic. Cool.
But all we're going to do is make it so it is going to be invisible from the start, so we can't see where it's going to spawn from. So this adds a bit of randomness, and then I'm going to make different fruit. But my random factor is sorted. I just need to actually create the mechanic for it now.
Great. Cool. I'm just finishing off a strawberry here. Creating a strawberry.
Do you mean like you're eating a strawberry, or you're
just drawing a strawberry? I'm going to use a spray paint can, which I rarely use because I don't find it useful, but it's good for tinting things. It's not good for spraying things that don't already exist. You need the pixels there. Okay, so we've got a strawberry, got a banana, and we've also got a beautiful watermelon with a moustache, who's going to be the main character. Now with platform movement,
nice.
You use the backdrops, and you have to say that they're a platform for them to work as a platform. And for the player, I've got a few choices. Well, 2. I could choose advanced platform movement, but I haven't got that set up at the moment. I could use platform or physics. I'll go with physics because it's always more fun to have something with physics. And it's just told me a few things. It told me I need to have a physics engine in the frame. Of course I do, to set the physics world working. Best to put it in the top corner, because then when you expand the frame, it won't be in your way. And for this dude, it said you need to put the action point, the hotspot at the bottom of where it'll stand, or I could use this quick drop to bottom. So there you go. And then I only need 1 piece of code to start it off. New condition: when my melon, when he collides with a backdrop, then he needs to right click there, movement, stop. Now if I run my application using shift as jump and left and right, oh yeah, he fell off the screen. Those of you paying attention might realize there's no platform underneath him. I'm going to just put a platform underneath. I could say that when he leaves the bottom of the screen he stops, but I'm just going to pop some platforms here. Hold control down to make multiple copies, test that out, and then we'll go back to TJ. So run application. Wait a few seconds while it thinks. Okay. And there is my watermelon. And it comes with a triple jump effect. A bit spongy. I'm going to change his deceleration, acceleration, and other things to make it a bit smoother. But yeah, I'll head back to TJ. What are you up to?
Okay, I've started thinking of how I can create a spawner which creates 4 different fruit, but it will be random which one it's creating. So to do that, I've added a ultrable value to the spawner itself, and that number is going to randomly generate every second. Let's just go, there we go. So every second, it will set the spawner's ultrable value A to a random number between 1 and 4. So every 1 second, it's randomly picking a number, every 3 seconds it's going to spawn, but I think we can make it even more random than that, to be honest. So I'm just going to deactivate this rule because it works, but that was just a test. We're going to just mimic that rule slightly. So we're going to say every, but this time we're going to make a calculation, and the computer's going to pick a random number this time. So this time it's going to spawn through between every 2 seconds to 3 seconds. So it's going to be a bit more unpredictable. And this number we can change as we go. So now it's going to, every single time it generates a number between 2 and 3 seconds, it's going to spawn a piece of fruit. But what we need to tell the computer is we're going to insert another rule, and we're going to find our spawner. Good job I named these, because finding the right one would have been horrible then. So we're going to go to compare its alterable value this time, and we're going to say if the value is 1, it would spawn fruit number 1. So this rule we are going to have to change a few times. So we're just going to copy the rule with both of them, and we're just going to make sure we've got enough rules to cover all 4 pieces of fruit. It'll randomly, it's got about 3 different random effects currently going on, so the game will be quite random at this point, and that's what we want. That's the task we've been set. So we're going to say the spawner is now, it's going to create an object, and we want fruit to spawn at the spawner. And all we're going to do is work our way through the list and say,
TJ, I can give you a quick way to do that, but it's a little bit scientific. So if you delete that tick above, or if you that one. So is your fruit called? Oh, you need to just, for the first thing, where it says fruit on your can you name it fruit 1 rather than just fruit on your assets sort of bar at the top? Yeah, just name that fruit space 1. Right. This might work, might not work, but it's all learning, isn't it? So we're just learning the fact that Adam hasn't got a clue.
So I could waste a chunk of my time.
Oh yeah. This is all about, once again,
minutes.
this is about me making you lose. Right. So if you right click on line 4, right click under create new object and create it by name. Yeah. Then you want to call it fruit, because that's what it's called, a space. Now after the speech marks at the very end, if you just go the other side of it with the cursor, do a plus sign. And then you want the string $. So underneath val and above len, there's string $, which is what changing a number into a string. Okay, string $. And the number you want is the alterable value a. So if you find
spawner.
Yeah. Okay, and press OK. Now, yeah, you can choose where it's spawned. Now, what you can do now is you can, on where it says alterable value a equals 1, if you double click on that, edit it, you can right click and edit, double click either. You want lower or equal to 4. And then you can get rid of your other 3 rules. And it's just a way of compacting it down. You're creating an object by name.
I'm with you.
And not doing it that way. And then that way, you could have like 36 different fruit or something like that. And all you need to do is just change that one number there. And that'll do it.
Nice.
There you go. It should work, theoretically.
It should. I'm going to draw the designs and we'll give it.
Okay, I'll head back to me for a sec. In my world, I've started to add some vegetables as the obstacles to your fruity world. So I've got some potatoes here that I've drawn, and I've given them a qualifier of being an obstacle. Now, that's going to be useful because I'm just going to say now that any obstacle, when it collides with the backdrop, it's going to stop. So let's just find it. Right click, stop. Movement, stop. But also, excuse me, sorry, if there's a collision with another object, obstacle and obstacle, they will stop as well. So that means that if I run my application, oh, I haven't, how? My potatoes didn't move, TJ, because I have not given them any movement. So I'll make them physics static. Now, the thing is, you might notice that this rule here, when a melon collides with the background, stops. When an obstacle collides with the background, stop. I could even just make the melon at this point. I could make anything that's going to interact with platforms to be a obstacle, and then that's probably the best way forwards, because then I should be able to kick my potatoes about. Let's see. Here we go. That's the melon guy. Yeah, kick those potatoes. Woo, yeah. Now the potatoes moved far too easily, but the great thing is I could make a pile of them. I could hold down control and just drag them about. I want to change their density to make them heavier than they would be. So their density is 30 density, 30 whatever weight per pixel, and it matters how many pixels they have. So if they're smaller, they would have less density. But I want them to be about 5 times, so 150, 5 times harder for me to move. So when I run my application now, the potatoes are still supported by the floor. The floor is never going to fall down. There we go. But now, let's make them 100 times more than that. So let's close my test application. Click on the potato. Potato saved my life. Right, oops. Okay, let's put it back to 150, but add a 0. Okay. Because they're at 10 times smaller than me, they probably need their density needs to be 10 times more to make them a bit more of an obstacle. So there we go. Oh, so I can push them, but not as easily. Great, good. So now I need to start making my bananas and my strawberries being a bit more interactive. Now TJ's started on his fruit as well.
I have. It's the best way for me to test how random it is, and if everything's working, it's so I can visually see what the fruit look like. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be seeing the same square and diamond even, and I won't be able to actually tell the colours. So I'm just making some really quick and rushed pieces of fruit. I'm gonna change. This was meant to be a strawberry. It still can be. We can save it.
Yeah.
Somehow.
You need to triangulate the bottom half, I feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the rubber, and then.
I definitely think that if you're really good at art, you can definitely make games that look fun to play. They might be rubbish, but you can definitely quickly make games that are good fun to play very quickly compared to someone else. And you might have a game with amazing gameplay, but rubbish art, and it's really easy to judge a game by its looks, but that's really not a good way to do it. You really do need to.
Is it bad that I'm running out of fruit to think of?
Yes, it is, TJ. You should be ashamed of yourself at this point.
Give me a fruit.
I'll ask the helper in the room. Helper
orange. Orange.
Oh, they didn't even give her a chance. Do you want to shout a fruit out?
Banana.
Yeah, go on.
He's got a banana. I saw him draw a banana.
I've got banana.
Mango!
Strawberry.
A mango.
He's just drawn a strawberry.
I could do mango. It'd probably take me a while for the shading, but
Try using the spray can at sort of 10%, not tolerance, 10% spray or whatever it is. This cauliflower is definitely a bit mutant. I've definitely.
A mutant cauliflower.
It's quite mutant. There's something awry with it. So with this cauliflower, what I did is I cloned a potato. So it's already got the static movement, and it's already got all the qualifiers set up. So let's see how easy it is to move the cauliflower. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that! Oh, he's having some kind of attack there. The potatoes are forcing him down. Yeah, okay. Well, that was amusing for me anyway. Oh, there we go. The cauliflower is a bit too easy for him to do. Oh, he just can't fit underneath that platform. It's causing him issues. Maybe I'll move it up. Maybe I won't. Yeah, I will. So, that's my word. Gone photorealistic for the mango, but did you just cancel that? Oh, there it is. No, it just took a second. I don't know. It's the magic. We recorded it. We can send it to Clickteam. Dear Clickteam, something went wrong. Please have a look.
Oh, it's back. It's back. I don't know what happened.
It couldn't handle your quality.
Magic. Fix it, please. There we go. Attempt of quality. I thought mango. Not what I'm used to. So now we can test it. We can actually test the spawner now. So it has spawned
There's banana,
a banana,
a mango,
mango,
apple.
apple. So it is spawning randomly.
Yeah.
Strawberry. That was actually very systematic. There, it actually went through all of them. There we go. So
Good. Very
it
good.
works in terms of its spawns.
Great. I'm just going to come back
Nice.
to me just for a moment because I want to introduce people to quickly making a sky. So what we often do at Clickteam Fusion, we're not at Clickteam Fusion, with Clickteam Fusion. Sorry, getting ahead of ourselves. What we do at Impact Gamers when using Clickteam Fusion, we make a quick backdrop, shove it in. You can change it to be a gradient in its properties, in its settings, and we can set it to be a vertical gradient. And then we can set the sky color to be a blue of some kind, and then leave the bottom as white, and then drag it out, and there we go. We've got a sky that we can do that. And sometimes it's a good idea to lock it into position. Now, when you expand your world, it always expands downwards and to the right, which is slightly infuriating if you've already put things in the top corner. So I made my sky too big because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to lock it into place, and then I'm going to make my frame bigger. So I'm going to make it about 900 by 900. Oops, 900 by 900. But just the frame, not the... and there we go. That's... oh, it needs to stretch a bit longer. Unlock! 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 In John... oh, what was his name? John Burko. John Burko. Unlock! To unlock something, shift and control and click at the same time. It's a weird combination. Or if you're struggling with that, you can just go arrange. Unlock all! Right, relock. Okay, there we go. Oh, you might have noticed I've lost all my backgrounds. Unlock it again, order it to the back, and then lock it again, right click. Lock. Done. All right, TJ, how are you doing with it? Almost a halfway mark.
I'm alright. I've just started working out how I'm going to gauge score. So each fruit has an individual score, which is going to be in its ultrable value. So they've all got one called points, and then they've got a different number. So we can actually test this as well because we know they're all going to have different numbers. So I'm going to say when our basket or player collides with a group, which is, in this case, I've just picked the fruit symbol. So they're all in the same group. Good. Anything that collides, if my basket collides with any from that group, it's going to plus to our score the number of the value from any of the ones in group, because that's the one we're colliding with. So instead of having to make 4 rules, we're shortening it down to 1. So I'm going to take the value and say if it takes points, there we go. So if it collides with it, it's going to take the value points from it and add it to our score, so we can test this. We also need to say that the fruit is destroyed. So if it collides with us, we want to destroy the piece of fruit that touches.
Very good.
And we can start to test this now. So if I click that, that's 4.
4 for a banana.
And yes, strawberries 2. And I'm going to have to adjust the speed and stuff and think of a way of losing the game, because at the moment we can only keep playing it.
Maybe you could have something bad that you shouldn't collect.
Yes. Yes.
So
because of the way we've done the rules,
yes, you could do
we
that.
only have to change about 3 different things.
So yes, you could have
And
fruit number 5. That's a bad thing, and you could put it in a separate group as well, because things can be part of 2 qualifiers, can't they? They can be part of multiple qualifiers at the same time. Good. Right. Okay. Well, back to my my level of vegetables and stuff. So I've decided what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have a whole load of cauliflowers and things in the way, just getting in the way of you playing the game. But I'm also going to set it as an infinite world, as in, I'm going to say that new condition, when the position of an obstacle, when they go off the bottom of the screen, can I just say wrap? I'm not sure that's going to work. Let's see. Because physics things aren't known for their wrappability. Normal Clickteam Fusion movement allows that. Oh, wait a minute. I need to say always scrollings center the window position on me. Okay, let's run that now. So let's have a quick go. There we go. So there's me. Drop down. Whee! Jump over the potatoes. Drop down. Yep, no, as I thought, wrap is doing nothing. It doesn't affect physics things properly. So we don't want to wrap. What we want to do is we want to position. We want to set their, set their Y position, set their Y coordinate to be 0. Let's try that so that they just appear at the very top. Because things are based around my feet, that should be fine, theoretically. So if I drop down, there we go. Whee! Drop down again. There we go. Right, now I need to do that with the left and right. So new condition, if position, test them if they go off on the right, and edit that if they go off on the left. If they go off on the left, then position, set their X coordinate, if they've gone off the left, to be the frame width. And then if they go off the right, set their position, set their X coordinate back to 0, because 0 is on the left and the width is the same value as on the right hand side. So if I run my application, yeah, so that didn't work. That was a poor solution. Left, right. I will have to investigate. Over to TJ. Chocolate, the ultimate enemy.
So I've quickly added in the changes. That's it, and it is actually called Fruit 5 if you look at the sidebar, and that's just because the computer doesn't really know or care what they're called, as long as we know our references. So I've called it that just because it works with the code, so I've only had to change 2 things or 3 things. I've added its ultra value 5, I've made it so there's an extra part rule here now says it can count to 5, that is something it can do. And we can also see that I've now changed that number to 5 as well, just so that rule works with the spawning. So I'm just adding in a separate rule, and this one is going to say subtract, not set, we want to subtract from the number of lives our character, and then we're going to make another rule saying that if we have no lives, then our character is destroyed, and that would be the end of the game. So chocolate is now a possibility to spawn into the game. But to make the game a bit more interesting, I can also say that if any of the pieces of fruit leave the bottom of the screen, that is going to subtract from our score, and it's just going to -2 every time we lose one. So the point of the game would be to try and get a good high score and to avoid collecting the chocolate. So it's got some rules, it's got a way of winning, it's got a way of losing, and it's got something which can nerf our score, so it's something which can help make the game a bit more difficult. Now it's just going to be a case of picking the right speeds for our character and making sure the fruit are falling at a fair pace as well. So it's going to kind of be a little bit of testing it at this point. And I'm just going to throw some lives in.
Very good. Excellent. So that's coming along very nicely. I'm just making my platform a bit more, if I manage to do that, just making my platform a bit darker because it's in the world of potatoes, the platform is very potato coloured. And so it's potato save my life. There we go. Right, so I found a solution to my problem. I don't know why it didn't work. I've just said that if the X position, which is the left right, is bigger than the frame width, then set it back to 0, and if it goes off on the left, if it's positioned, then set it to the frame width. So it's just the opposite if it goes that way. And now if I run my application, so there we go. So if we go around like this, there we go, and some shouts from outside. Oh dear! Now that worked better than this. So I need to change these. So I need to replace that. I'd say if the Y position is greater than the frame height, and then set the Y position back to 0. Let's try that now. So now theoretically, I should be able to travel around and it to work nicely. Let's see.
Nicely.
Yeah, so I think, yep, good. Let's push these potatoes. Push those potatoes. Oops, push those potatoes. So I pushed them off down there. and there's one there. There we go. There's some of the others falling. So yeah. Oh, and there they are. There's a big pile of them down here. Okay, great. I need to now make it that my strawberries and my bananas give me some pointers. So I'm going to do something slightly different, TJ, in terms of spawning things. I'm just going to shove this over here to allow you to walk from one side to the other. So I'm going to create an active object. Well, this isn't different to TJ yet. So it's just, it's all right if you swing the door shut, guys. Thanks. So if I set this up to be, maybe I should just cut to you, TJ. Just in the world of lockdown, it is exciting when someone leaves something on your doorstep. I think that's going quieter. So there we go. I'm going to label this thing called spawner, and I'm going to make it invisible like TJ did. I'm going to shove it around into some key areas. And there we go. Right. And what I'm going to do is say new condition if he collides with another object. Oh, and I'll put them in a group like TJ did. That was a good idea. And there's a group which had a picture of an apple, wasn't there? Do you remember? What was that? Neutral or something? No, good. Good. Okay, good. If my guy collides with a good thing, then instead of destroying it and recreating it, like lots of other sensible people would do, I am just going to reposition it, and that's the same thing. So I'm going to say if you collide with it, I'm going to get it to pick a spawn point at random. So pick or count, pick spawn at random. That's what it says. You can't see it. Pick spawn at random. Then we'll set the position, select position to be on top of that. Great. So no, pardon me. Now if I go and chase those, I've hidden the spawn points, so you can't see them. But if I touch this strawberry up here, it should appear somewhere else. I'll need to chase around the screen, see if I can find it. There it is. There's my strawberry. Got it. Now there is a small possibility that it might spawn where it just was on the previous. There it is, on the previous one, and me get 2 points. Now I could do a few things about that. To do with flags and get it to only allow me to touch it. Oh, should I do it, TJ? Should I do a flag? Go on, I will.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
I assumed you said yeah. Okay, so a flag of position OK. Right. So we will start them off with the position OK being not good. So at the start of frame, we will say set their flag to on position OK. So the first position is fine. We're happy with that because our player is not on top of them. We can see where it is. We can see where that is, and we can, it's not on top. But we could say that when you touch it, we could set the flag to off for position OK. And we could say, oh, in fact, I could double up this rule and replace it. Just say that if you are not overlapping the piece of fruit, then you can turn the position OK on. So that you can't double collect it in a row. And then the next thing is I'll do that same trick that TJ did, and I'll get points. So if I select both of them, hold shift and click on it, I can select some points. Well, not points. I can call an alterable value points, and I can give them some points. So the banana is going to be worth more than the strawberry, just like real life. I imagine you get more nutrients out of a banana. Adding my score. Now scores are already exist in the game, but we get to show the score. So score, I'm going to pop that in the top corner of what's visible up here. I'm also going to change it. Now it's quite, in terms of changing a score, it's a slightly tricky process. I'm going to choose bright green, choose A for font, import font, and then this allows me just to set a font for the, when it loads, for the score, and that should be fine. Slightly taking worryingly too long, making me fear it's going to crash at some point. No, it managed it. There we go. And then that's my score. That's set to not follow the frame, so it's always going to stay there. And so now I can also say when you touch a piece of fruit, the score is actually held in player one. Score, add to score, don't set it. To whatever the piece of fruit, just what TJ did, points. Okay, so I just retrieved the points from there. Okay, run my application. Let's get these, and then we'll cut back to TJ.
So, yeah, I've just given my piece of chocolate the exact same movement properties as the fruit, and now I've just been testing the. Oh, I've realised I'm trying not to collect the chocolate. I keep just going for it because it's heading to me. I also am going to add a rule that it only minuses 1 life when it loops, because for some reason it took off 2 lives in 1 hit. Then.
Oh, maybe it can't.
So,
Yeah, maybe it caught on the top of it, stopped colliding,
yeah.
and then recollided later. So if you just changed your player to have some zigzag mesh in it or something like that, that would be a quick way of solving it. Or you could do something with flags. I've found a problem with mine. The collision between the piece of fruit, I had it spawn twice in the same way, so I need to actually insert and say that only pick up the piece of fruit when the flag is on or position OK, because I forgot that out, and now theoretically I can go and collect bananas and stuff like that, and I'll just put a time limit on my game to mean that there's only push these potatoes. Whee. Oh no. Haha.
I'm quite happy with the movement speed currently of everything.
There is a slight issue there. Let's see if that happens with the banana. Yep, and again. I have to touch it twice now. Ooh. Set the position OK off. Ooh, I don't know what I've done wrong. Go on, TJ. Back to you.
So the movement speed of my character, I'm happy with, because if you're in the centre, you can make it to each side. It's only if you're at one end you can't make it to the other. But you only lose score, so it's not exactly unfair. So I'm going to leave the speed as it is now. I've increased the size of my character a little bit to help with reach. And I was going to add the timer, but I realised that it is more like an endless runner. You've just got to kind of survive not collecting the chocolate, but I realise that's probably quite easy to do once you get the hang of it. So I'm debating whether to add some kind of timer.
Well, you can have just kids enjoy it for what it is, TJ. I suppose my problem, I didn't negate this line. So this line says that if the fruit is overlapping the melon, then set position OK on. No, it needs to not be overlapping the melon. So right click on the words and negate. Never. Or not even, but slightly different to never. So now if I do this, there we go. Did I not get that one? Oh, I can't jump off. Do I want that? Okay, I'm going to set it so that if you jump off the top, that you appear on the bottom. We'll try that. But that, yeah, there we go. I got it that time. That's a bit more interesting, because if the Y position, there we go, is lower than 0, that means you've gone off the top of the screen. I want to set my position, my Y coordinate, to be whatever my height is, because I'm measuring from the bottom, the height of me plus the frame height. There we go. Now if I run the application, I could have just added the frame to the number. I could have done something like that. I'm sure that would have worked if I added it. Would have been slightly more accurate, but yeah, that's horrible. I'm going to get rid of that rule. No, get rid of that. Also, these cauliflowers, them always landing on the same side, that doesn't work very well. So I'm just going to say at the start of the frame, for all cauliflowers, angle, set the angle to be a random one between 0 and 359. So got all the angles and don't care about the quality. So there we go. I might do that with potatoes as well. See if that works. And now if we look, whoa, I did a scale. Got a massive cauliflower. Massive cauliflowers. Yep. They're so close together. Do you ever get angles and scales the wrong way around, TJ?
Yeah, now and again.
Good. Right, well.
It's remembering the order of certain things.
Yeah.
When you've been doing other things for like a set amount of time. I even coordinates. I want to mix my X and Y up when I was doing I was doing the rule for randomly spawning them on the map.
Yeah.
Look, I know it says on it the order of like width and height, but I'd said it wrong.
It's easy enough to do. Right. Okay. I think I just need to add a timer in and some instructions, and I might be done.
Okay.
Over to you, TJ.
So all I've done to try and make the game increase in difficulty, I've simply set it to. So I'm just adding this little rule, and I'll go for exactly what I've done. Where am I going to say it? So what I've done, I've added a counter, and I've started the counter with a value of 6,000. I've changed the rule here, so instead of it randomly going between every 2 and 3 seconds, it now starts at between 2 and 6 seconds, and then I'm going to make another rule saying every like 10 seconds, this counter is going to decrease in value by 1,000 each time. So it is going to get progressively quicker, and I'm going to say eventually.
Oh, you cut out there, TJ.
It'll get to the
Sorry, you just
between
cut out
2
there.
and 3 second mark, but I'm going to start this number slightly lower as well.
Okay.
Did I cut out?
It cut out a few times, but it was clear enough that you were going to get it to stop. Yeah. So when's it going to decrease that counter? Yeah, I can hear you now. So when's it going to decrease that counter?
Every 10 seconds.
Okay, so every 10 seconds that counter is going to become
every 10 seconds.
More going to get lower.
Yeah, every 10 seconds, this counter here with the 6,000 is going to decrease by 1,000 every 10 seconds.
Okay. So you don't want to set it, you want to subtract, don't you?
Oh, no,
if it's always stopping it bottoming out. That's a great way of stopping it bottoming out. So if it goes below 3 seconds to set 3 seconds. Yeah, one other way you can use to bottom out is in the counter object itself, you can set a minimum value. And
I did that. I just didn't know how reliable it was, but I've set a minimum of 3,000 anyway.
I don't know either, TJ. I assume it's reliable. So this is the thing. It's a lot of trial and error in game making and programming, and that some things work brilliantly and you can sort of max them out and have like thousands of the same object, and some things you add one of the object in and it just all goes super slow because of a certain thing. So right, I'm going to add in a counter now into mine for the timer. So on this counter, which you can't see because it's so small, here it is. Well, let's get it bigger. Let's do that classic. Oh, see if it will load quicker this time. No, I'll cut back to you, TJ. Oh no, it did it just as I threatened. So if we set the initial value, let's give ourselves 90 seconds, minimum value 0, maximum 90 seconds. Not that it matters. Oh, maybe we should give bonus. Maybe we should give bonus time. Actually, initial value 90. Let's say initial value 30. No. Let's just have a count. I was going to give you bonus seconds for collecting items, but maybe not. And then new condition and it's automatically 1 second. Every 1 second, subtract from counter 1, and then new condition. If this counter gets to 0, then we might as well destroy that counter. Might as well destroy. Oh, we can just destroy all of the fruit. Destroy. And then we could have multiple fruit in if we wanted to. That should do it. I just need to write some instructions. I'll test it out to see if the counter counts down. And I'll use the debug window. I'll show you quickly how you can set things, sort of like you can hack your own game. So there's it counting down. If I have a look here at the counter objects, get the counter, set the value, set a new value, set it to, oh, not 32, set it to something a bit lower, set it to 2, 1. Okay. So we just need it to say time over or something equivalent there. Yep, the banana has gone. Oh, that having a little trouble landing that fruit and veg, that potato. I can't get through that. I probably need to clear the amount of potatoes in this section. Let's do that. Right, over to TJ.
I have I decided to add a counter, so each round lasts for 2 minutes, and the counter works. It's now able to spawn minimum of every 1 second, maximum every 6 seconds, and every 10 seconds it will reduce that until it gets to between 1 and 3 seconds. So there is a way of ending the game now, even if you're amazing at the game. It's just trying to get the best score within the 2 minutes. So yeah, now it just hops to the next frame after that. So I just started creating a extra frame, which will just house your score. So we're going to drag that in, and then you can just add like a message saying that's a score, and we want to add a way of restarting the game. So I'm just going to have a mouse click do it this time round to restart it, and then write that in text.
He's cut out again, ladies and gentlemen, but he's
and
back again.
restart the application. There. So I've got. Oh, Facebook's been doing it all day. Okay.
Oh look.
There we go. So the mechanics work and free spawning.
Fantastic. Right. I'm going to try and use the same string for the game over and the start. So if I run my application, it says find the fruit, go. Right. If I just have it that it only starts on movement, so I'm going to actually use a flag. That's okay. My kids are suffering in this lockdown. They're not able to watch TV while having their tea. So you can understand the reasons behind that. Okay, so I'm going to use the same. I've made a string here. Find the fruit, go, and then what I need to do is say that on my melon, I'm just going to use a flag, as I love to do, called moving. Oh, moving. Okay, a new condition. The keyboard. Oh no, I do the player control joystick, read joystick state. If the player presses to the right, or if they press to the left, then let's set that to be on. Moving on. And we say every 1 second, insert if the flag is on, moving, then do it. So, and then if they do that, what I want to do is visibility, make invisible. So make it invisible if they move left and right. And then when the time runs out, we can ignore the player control. So joystick, player control, ignore control. And we can then set this to be, change the ultra string to be game over, or time up maybe, might be better. Time up. And theoretically, that might be a nice end to the game. Let's use that little debug trick. Find the fruit, go. Not counting down, I press left, and we start counting down. Counter, let's set it to 3 seconds. 2, 1. Might have spotted that you can't read it says game over because I didn't make it visible. So able to close the application, and at the very end, as I eat a chip, there I am. Forgot that was off screen. If it's invisible, 0. Destroy visibility, make it reappear. Not that you can see that, but reappear. Good. I think I can test that. Over to you, TJ.
I would just finish off by naming my frames, just so I know that they're all named. So when you're coding, it just helps if you've got any rules to do with jumping to frame, which I don't. I just want to make sure it's actually going to the right ones. Everything's named now. I have my starting screen, so people know to click start, just to click to actually start the game. And there's the game itself, and then there is a screen that lets them restart the game and see their score. So that works. And the game mechanics, when it was on you, I did a test, and everything is spawning, all the rules seem to be working. So I'm quite happy that it's actually all working.
Yeah, that is good. I'm just adding another kind of feature to my game. It's the fact of I'm going to have it so that the fruit is hidden behind the vegetables, but I don't want it completely hidden. I want it just obstructed. So what I'll do is I'll just say that always, not always, you just get at the start frame. At the start frame, anything that you can collect, we'll bring it to the front. So bring it to the front, and then that means that once we go and collect our fruit, so let's go and get this strawberry. Let's see if we can find it again. There it is. There we go. Oh, and there it is. Oh, and there it was there. I might change my jump strength. Oh, he's getting his head caught on something there. There we go. He still can't fit down there with the potatoes in the way. I'm not sure whether I should have ducking or I'm not sure what I should do at that point. Got a slight issue there. I've just made it so heavy that I can't push. I'll have to make things lighter, I think. I'll just make the potatoes lighter. So after making them 10 times heavier, let's just make them a bit lighter. So potato, let's set that to half of that, and then this cauliflower that's almost impossible to move, let's set it down. Okay. Game testing
Lighter
is important. Yeah, lighter, floaty light. Right, here we go. Find the fruit, go. Okay. I think, did I mess up the cauliflower? No, the cauliflower can move. Cauliflower can move. There we go. Yep. Let's try and find that. There's a banana. Oh, get the banana, get the banana. Yep. I'm just going to add a little, in my final minute, so TJ, just a minute now. My final minute, I'm just going to add one bit of animation just to show the world I can after doing a degree in it. So I'm going to add a right click at the bottom, new animation. We'll call it happy and paste. Oh, let's copy it from here so we get all of the action points and everything with it. Paste it. And if you're happy, obviously your moustache goes upwards a tiny bit. Your mouth opens. Oh, that was done appallingly. And then your tongue comes out a bit more. And you probably blink a little bit. There we go. This is degree quality animation happening right here with such advanced tools. Oh, tolerance is set way too high. The fact is see-through is black, so it's seeing it's black. And then let's just copy and paste that to be a bit lower. Yeah, tasty, tasty. Right, set his speed of animation to be about 8. And then we can say that if you collide with a piece of fruit, animation, change animation sequence to happy. And then let's watch this. Happy. So I think we're pretty much getting to time. Oh, there we go. Nice little blink there. And the banana should be up here. Oh yeah, yum, yum, yum. I need to push these. Yeah, great. Good. Now I've finished my game. TJ, I'll just close that and save it, but go to TJ. How are you done with yours?
Okay, I'll just make sure everything is definitely working and everything seems to be. I just double checked my rules to make sure that objects were destroyed upon colliding with my character or the bottom of the screen, and points are minus in the right way and stuff like that. But yeah, it's quite a simple game, but it is working.
I'm eating some of my tea.
I'm quite happy with all the speeds and stuff. I think the speeds, I think they're fair just because it means if you go from one side to the other, you're not going to make it in time, so you've got to kind of stick in the middle. So you've got to have some kind of strategy. So it's not too easy. So I'm going to keep the speeds as they are.
Great.
We don't want to make it too easy. I just punched my computer.
Oh.
It's nice of me. By accident.
Sure, I'll forgive you. Oh, whoa, something happened there. Oh.
Yeah, something did happen. My whole screen just went black.
Yeah, no, I've lost you, TJ. I've lost you. But it's the end anyway. So I can hear you there. So
that's weird.
It's just I think it was just the remote view ran out of its time.
Oh, right. I was gonna say I was a bit worried that it
Punched the
caused
computer
some kind of damage.
and you broke
Yeah.
it. It was so I was
Uh,
so upset about that. So that's right. I'm going to save my work. Happy Melon is saved. Have you given a name to yours?
I've called it falling fruit just because
Oh, it's beautiful.
that is the limit of my imagination.
It's poetic and lovely. Okay, so thank you everybody. If you want to download these, then you can head over to impactgamers.net/COVID19 or COVID Jam. Anyway, you'll find the link on impactgamers.net or in the YouTube description. But thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, yep.
I'll cut to TJ, who's not there.
I am waving. I am waving, I assure you. All of you, stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, just see what scores you can get. Let us know.